Hey, everybody, welcome back. Epic Stage Journeys and then some. We're going to touch base with a friend of mine. We haven't known each other that long. I mean, a few years, but we met. His band used to play at our wine festival a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, I think, but always did a great job. He's a good guy. Everybody, please welcome Mr. Andrew Dolan. Andrew, what's going on, man?
Hello. Thanks
How
for
are
having me,
you?
Gavin.
Oh,
Excited to be
thanks for
here,
coming
man.
on, man. I appreciate it. I know you've been busy. I've been seeing you've been bouncing around. I've been seeing you've been up in Nashville quite a bit. What's going on, man?
Yeah, quite a bit, man. It's been crazy. I spend about a week or so every month up in Nashville. Made some different connections with some different writers, and I've been up there working, recording, writing, playing some different writers rounds and showcases type things. Um, Man, it's just been a whirlwind. It's been awesome. But yeah, Nashville's fun.
Yeah, it looks like it's a little busy up there for me. I haven't been up in Nashville in a while.
Yeah,
We used to call it Nash Vegas, but I haven't been up there, and it's been several years since I've been up there. Of course, I
yeah,
retired last year, so I'm pretty much out of the loop. So, but
sure.
it was always fun. But you just have to watch out for the woo girls. You go out there, you got to watch out for the woo girls, man, because
The Woo Girls.
I didn't know, I didn't know this, but there was a friend of mine. He lives in Nashville. He's a lighting guy up there, and he and I worked together we've worked together for years. And we were doing a show one time, and he said talked about the woo girls, and I said, what are the woo girls? And he said, and I didn't know this, but uh, Nashville's like the number one destination for bachelorette parties. And I went,
Uh-huh.
really? And I thought that would probably be Vegas or something, but no, it's Nashville. And those party buses that drive around all day and all night with the roofs off and everything. He says, "You'll hear the girls and they'll just be woo, woo."
Yep.
And my hotel was right at the end of Broadway that year. And that's all I heard all the time because he just brought it to my attention. I knew it was there, and that's all I heard all the time now. So yeah, just watch out for the woo girls. I know you're married and you're very dedicated. Just watch those damn woo girls though. They're not good. They're not very good. So
Yeah, yeah, I spent a decent amount of time on Broadway. Most of the stuff I do when I'm there is not on Broadway, but I like to go check out the different, artists, bars and restaurants and stuff when I can, and all the time, man. There's those little buses or pedal cars or, whatever coming through with a bachelorette party, and there's woos left and right, man.
oh yeah, it's like I couldn't believe it. Last time I was up there. I was like, man, that place has changed a lot.
Any
But
time of day.
yeah, it's kind of like that. It's just like Las Vegas. It's just something going on all the time. It just never
Right.
stops. And so how you been with the band? Is it you guys still doing stuff, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, absolutely. We still kind of doing our thing. We do, as a band, we still do a lot of the, corporate and private events and stuff like that. But we also play out around in the area. Been doing a lot more original music and stuff. So yeah,
You still
same
got the same
guys.
guys in the band?
Yep, they're the
Let's.
best.
I want to let's talk about your bass player and your drummer,
All right.
the rhythm section.
Yes.
The and tell me their names again. I can never remember their damn names. Every time I see them, I go, wait, no, no, forgot their name. What?
Yeah. So Joe, our drummer is Joe Carpenter. Pretty well known around the area, just extremely talented. You could put anything in front of him, any genre, and he could knock it out. And then our bass player is Jeremy Hull. Same kind of deal. He's known pretty well around the DFW area as just being one of the best. And man, those guys, it helps that they've known each other since middle school and they've been playing together that long.
Oh wow, I
And
didn't know they went
so
that
they're
far
just
back.
so locked in together. Yeah, I think they went up to Mineral Wells, is where they grew up, and just so tight. And on top of that, of course, the most important part, and this is, with all of them, is they're all good guys. They're great guys. And
Yeah, they
so,
really are. And Joe he always kills me because you like you said, you throw something at him and he knows that he can just play it. Didn't matter.
uh
Well, he was in one of the lab bands up in North Texas, and I don't know which one was he in. Was he in the 1 o'clock or the 3 o'clock?
I honestly
I don't
don't
remember.
know.
Yeah, I know he was in one of the lab bands though, and I believe does he not have? Maybe I'm mistaking him with somebody else, but somebody I know's got a Grammy from the lab band. They had
Yeah,
something was published and they
I
won an award.
think there's a couple, but it wasn't Joe. It wasn't our guys.
Okay.
Yeah, they've told me some stories about a couple of couple of Grammys that have come out of lap band for sure.
Yeah, those guys, man, those are top notch players there. I mean, if you're one of the lab bands up in North Texas, you accomplished something for sure.
Absolutely.
So how's the family doing, man?
Man, they're doing good. Uh, Keeping us busy all the time. That's for sure.
How many kids do you have now?
4.
Four?
Yep,
And they were all adopted, correct?
that's correct. They're all biological siblings, and they kind of came to us one at a time through foster care originally. And so we were able to in 2021 we adopted our oldest two, and then two more ended up coming along. They're only 10 and a half months apart. Call them Irish twins, and we adopted those two together. Just over last week was 1 year since we adopted those two.
Really? Yeah, I remember when you'd started a few years back, and it was kind of building. And I think last time I ran into you, you were at the one of the wineries. I think when I ran into you, you were playing out there,
Mm-hmm.
and and the family was getting bigger and bigger. So, but that's
Oh yeah,
great, man. That's
yeah,
really good. You did a good thing.
good. We enjoy it, man. They're a handful, but they're also a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet your wife loves you when you take off and leave town too, huh? Doesn't she?
Oh, it's her favorite. She loves it.
I know that
Yeah.
I know that Tracy she did that when I was on the road a lot, and but it gets, but I'll tell you this, that they get into a mode, and they kind of work their own little lives when you're gone. And it was funny because when I finally stopped going out on the road, it was tough, because it was hard, because we weren't around each other that much. And all of a sudden now we're like, almost 24/7 we're around each other. And I felt so bad for her, because it really screwed up. She goes, "You're messing up my schedule. You're messing up my," and it really did. But it was one of those things. It just happened. Speaking of which, and of course I got to thank and my wife, and I love her to death, but she made me a hat, and it's got my logo on it. So
That's so cool.
if you're on the podcast, you get a free hat with the logo on it. So that I'll see if
Ooh.
I can draw some more people in with that. But Tag Custom Products, love her to death. Holler at Tracy anytime. I don't know
Yes,
what
I'll
that.
vouch for that because my merch for the last, I don't know, almost 10 years has come from Tag Custom Products.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I
I
think
have an order to pick up.
you've got a bunch sitting out. You've got a bunch sitting out in the shop now. You got to come get.
I know, I need to get that.
I asked her the other day, I said, "Did Andrew pick his stuff up?" "No, he hadn't picked up yet." "All right, I'll drag him through the mud on this one, but come get your stuff, Andrew. You
I need
paid
to.
for it. It's there. Come
I
get
know.
it."
I'll be there. I'll get
You,
it next week.
now,
I'm
are
coming.
you still out in where are you living now? Are you still out in Burleson?
So we're out in Godly.
In Godly. Okay.
Yeah, been out there
Well,
a
you're
couple
not far.
years now, and
You're not
yeah,
far. You're like 10 minutes down the road. Need to come get your stuff. Quit messing around. So, got any gigs coming up?
Oh, let's see. I guess I've got an event coming up this next week that's kind of like a private party type thing, and then I'll be gone for the first little bit in June. My wife and I are headed to Nashville together this time, which will be nice. Just the two of us getting away for CMA Fest.
Oh,
Going up, got a few networking opportunities there and some writes I'm doing, and then the next big one, June 14th, we're doing the City of Crowley's concert series, so
okay, nice.
that'll be fun. And then another big one coming up July 4th. We're doing City of Burleson for their fireworks show. Big concert, lots of people. It's also my
Have you done
daughter's
that one
fifth
before?
birthday. I have, yeah, done it a
I
couple
thought you
times.
had. I thought you'd have done that one before. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's been a
guys,
little bit,
everybody,
but
if you're in the area, that area, you need to go see this guy, because he's great. He really is.
I appreciate
He can somewhat sing, but but he's got a good band though. Now
it.
he's a good singer, but got a great band behind him, and the rhythm section is just, it just amazes me. Those two are just insane how they just. But like you said, they've been locked up since junior high, so they've known each
Right.
other forever. So it's like, if one's going to sneeze, I think the other one probably yells Gesundheit before it even happens. So
Right.
they've got it. They've kind of locked it in there. So what else is going on, man? You've been doing some private stuff. You've been doing some corporate gigs.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been doing that for a while. A
They're
few years
fun,
now,
aren't
pretty
they?
regularly. Yeah. Not really.
They're
They can be.
yeah, but the money's fun though.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you can't beat
It's
that up
worth it.
too much. So
It's worth it for sure. And they
yeah,
can be a lot of fun. We've had some that people like to have a good time. So
there's
that's
some other
cool.
people I know that are up in Nashville right now. I don't know if you know Bobby Blackburn or not. he played
Yeah.
in the Law. Bobby's up
Hmm.
there. Bobby's in Nashville now.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'll have to
Yeah,
connect with
he's
him.
been up there for a couple of years, maybe now,
Okay. I
but
know he
he's
was
up
in,
there.
last time I talked to him, he was still up in Branson. So,
No, yeah, I don't know what happened in Branson. I know that the place that he was playing, the theater that he was playing in, they were having some issues, and I think it was getting to be a little too much for him, and I think it was more of the owner driven kind of issues, and I guess the owner was just kind of not didn't have it quite together, and Bobby just kind of he just kind of made the decision. I think he was just going to jump off both feet and go to Nashville and start doing his thing.
wow.
And and Bobby's he's such a good player. He plays guitar, he plays piano, he plays the drums, he can play just about anything.
Hmm.
And he's a great singer. And I told him, I sent a message and said, man, when you hit the town, they're going to know you're there, and they're going to pick up on you. And he's been staying pretty busy. I know he plays up and down Broadway, but he's jumped on a couple little tours with people too as well. So I'm
Nice.
trying to get him. He won't call me back, but I've been trying to get him to come on with me so we can talk and see how he's
Oh
doing.
yeah.
But and then there's another guy up there. Jim Collins is up there. He's a songwriter up there.
Okay.
And
I know that name. That sounds really familiar.
I remember Jim back when he played. He was here in Dallas, and he had a band. He had a country band back then, and he was playing the circuit then. And everybody wanted to be like Jim Collins because Jim he had a killer band, great music. It was just everything was just top notch with him. And then one day he just told the guys he was leaving, and he moved to Nashville and started writing.
Wow.
And I think he's done kind of good. He's written for Tim McGraw for oh God, he's written for all kinds of people. But he just went up there and just toughed it out, and he started doing well. And I don't think he's ever looked back. Hopefully, you'll be the next one who goes up there and makes it and doesn't have to look back.
We'll see.
You never know.
We've talked about it. We're open to it
Are you
if the
there?
right opportunity
Oh, there
presents
you are.
itself. Oh, can you hear me? Hmm. Yeah, we've talked
Yep.
about if the right opportunity presents itself. We'll see what happens.
You never know. It'll pop up. You never. It's everything has changed. I used to work for one of the labels in Nashville, out of the Dallas office, and it's not like it used to be. It's you're finding more people on YouTube or on Facebook. They're finding them on social media now, and everything is just so different. We don't do the you don't do the checkouts anymore and stuff, and I mean, they don't do showcases and stuff. I don't think as much as they used to. But I watched it. It was back in the '90s. It was so saturated. I watched them bring all these new artists in. They'd record them. They'd get an album made or something, and they would just shelve it. And it may not ever see the light of day. And it was I looked at it kind of different ways, is kind of like college football in a way where there were college that would grab this hot quarterback that was playing at some school, and they would grab him just to keep him away from everybody else.
Oh wow.
And they'd still use their other quarterback, but they'd keep the other kid just as keep him away from everybody else. And I kind of thought that's the way it kind of looked like to me they were signing all these artists and then shoving their stuff but nobody could get to them. So, and I could be that could be crazy. I don't know, but it kind of always seemed like it to me. But because there was just a lot of I saw a lot of artists that just got shelved, and it just made no sense at all. They were really good, did some good stuff, but
Yeah. Huh.
they
That's
just
a shame.
I don't know.
And I hear,
It was a total shame. Saw a lot of people that just never made it.
yeah, and I hear
And
that a lot even now. It's part of it is you have to get picked up by a major label. You have to have done a lot of the work already. You've got to have brought in the fans, uh, sold out the shows. I mean, it's really about, okay, can this person make me as much money as possible? And then that still happens. I hear horror stories about that all the time while I'm up there about, so and so went in, they were excited they got a decent contract with a major label, and now they're in the hole for a lot of money, and the label didn't even release the stuff that they cut,
yeah,
and they're just in limbo.
a lot of people don't know that you get signed to a label or something, and they're going to record you, but they charge you to record you. And, you got that bill hanging over your head. And then you got to get out on the road because the only way you're going to make money nowadays, you got to be on the road. Just got to be humping down the road all the time because it's just not, I don't think it comes from record sales anymore because
Yeah, no, streaming has killed that. The
yeah,
two
that,
places that they say where you can make your money on the road, your merch, I say two places. On the road and merch kind of can go hand in hand. And actually getting on the radio, which is near impossible and gatekept by a lot of major labels when it comes to, you know, nationwide terrestrial radio. Um, so yeah, it's tough. It's important to be working it and hustling as much as you can.
I've got, like Daryl Dodd, I know Daryl and, way back, he used to come play at the venue for us and we'd talk and he was, he got to Nashville, that's where he wanted to be, Nashville. And then after he got sick that one time and I think everything just kind of went away from him and he came back to Texas and we talked and I asked him one time, I said, you glad to be home? And he was like, God, yes, I'm glad to be home. And it's like Pat Green. Pat Green was the same way. He played every place in Texas. He was booked all the time. And I fought for him to put him over Red River one time, and I finally got him booked. And we could have sold that place out 4 times just in that one night that he came in there. I mean, we ran out of beer. It was nuts. I couldn't. There was people lined up around the building just to come see him. But he wanted to go to Nashville. He wanted to go to Nashville, and he ended up going. He was there for a little bit, and now he's back because a friend of mine books him quite a bit, and he's back home now. But I don't know if they. Unless you just blow up, it's just I don't know. And hey man, I'm rooting for you, Andrew. I really am. I hope you do well. But it just I know it has really changed a lot since I remember, back in the 90s or the 80s and 90s and stuff, it is, and once again, when they started streaming the music and all that stuff, I knew that was going to be some of the downfall for it right there. So what are your plans what are you looking at? You want to get more you want to be more into songwriting? You want to get more into performing? What are you thinking about?
So really, it's kind of a little bit of both or a lot of both. My primary focus overall is as an artist, and so a lot of the stuff that I write, I co-write a lot. I write with a lot of other writers, some fantastic writers I've met along the way, and 80% of what I'm writing for me to as a potential song to cut. Uh, but then there's opportunities I've had to get in rooms with other people that maybe we're writing something for targeting someone else or just writing something to write and see what comes of it, which is could be pretty cool sometimes. The last time I was in Nashville, I got together with these three other guys. They're great writers, and we got in a room, and our goal was to write a song for me as an artist. And we got finished with this song, and one of the guys, who's also an artist in his own right, kind of played it down to record a little voice memo. So we had it, and we all kind of looked at each other and we're like, this might be a special song, And so we kind of talked about it, got it in front of a publisher. It's getting in front of another publisher on Saturday, and we actually have the last publisher that looked at it is taking to. I don't guess I'm probably supposed to say who it is, but it's an artist that's been in country music for a long time. It is currently on national or international country radio with a pretty good single right now. Um, so their team is showing some interest in this song. So, it's kind of fun to be on both sides of it. Uh,
Yeah.
cutting songs, playing, and releasing my own stuff, and at the same time writing for some other folks, which has been a blast.
Yeah, I think it was I don't remember who. I think maybe it was Jim that had said it. He'd said to somebody one time, you think about when you're writing a song, who you're writing it for. you know, and you thinking about this person or that person or whatever. And he said that does help you a little bit down the road when you're, if you're kind of thinking about a person that was going to sing. And he said, if you're writing it for yourself, not so much. He goes, pick out somebody that you would write that song for. I mean, he has this thing about tractors. He's written what was it, that big green tractor and she thinks my tractor's sexy. He wrote
Mm-hmm.
those. And,
Okay.
I always wondered what the tractor thing was, but it doesn't matter because he's doing well. He's doing fine
Yeah,
with it. So he's not having any issues at all. So
I'd say so.
I think his neighbor's like Alan Jackson or I don't know.
Wow.
I think he lives back behind him or something. But yeah, I and then Bobby went up there and I knew Bobby wasn't going to have a problem getting picked up because he's too talented.
Sure.
And so he's just he's up and down Broadway. He's here, there, he's just bouncing all over the place, posting where he's going to be and everything. But he's apparently he's doing okay. So
That's great.
I guess you can do well if you go up there if you have the right mindset with it.
Yeah,
Got to have
for
to take
sure.
the got to take
There's some
the party issue out of it.
right. Exactly. There's some talented folks up there, man. We went, I guess, a couple months ago now. We had already kind of gotten the first group of songs that we wanted to cut for the year. Um, and so I went into Killer Studio in Nashville, and we brought in some of the Nashville session players to play
Who'd
on
you
this.
get? Who'd you get?
They had some super talented guys. The our band leader and keys player and the drummer, both of them, they tour with Tim McGraw, um, and just super talented guys. The whole group brought in steel player, a couple guitars, bass, the whole 9 yards, and we cut 5 songs. We got the music. Now, mind you, this is kind of how it works. It was fun to experience. So when you go in with these guys in Nashville, we were told we might get 4, 5 would be a stretch, but I wanted to have a fifth one ready in case things just went smooth. And we already had these songs kind of picked out. So we go in and we have the band for 3 hours. And so the only band member that's heard these songs, I make what we call work tapes. You probably know what a work tape is. It's just a basic piano or acoustic and vocal to get the idea of the melody and the lyrics and then the dynamics of the song best you can. So I sent him to the band leader ahead of time. So he's the only one that's heard him. He made the charts and he brings them out to the guys, and we sit in the control room and we listen through it one time. And they have their charts. They make a note or two, and then they just go in and knock it out all together. And I think the most we played one of the songs as far as the band was twice. So in 3 hours, we knocked out all 5 because these guys were just so solid. And then I spent the rest of the afternoon finishing up all my vocals. And so in, let's see, that was about 2. So in about 5 hours total, we got 5 songs completely done.
It's pretty amazing what you get when you bring all those guys in.
It's awesome, man. And they're so easy to work with. They were fun to work with. Every now and then I'd say, "Hey, can we do something a little different here with the bass or the guitar, whatever it is?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, cool. Knock it out in one punch, and we're good to go."
Yeah, it's amazing. There's no ego. There's no nothing. There's just these cats. Just they know it, and you say, "Hey, what about this?" Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they used to come up and do a thing with me up in Nashville at NAMM every year, and I got all the studio guys one year, and Eddie Bears was playing drums, and I was like, and he's just like, he and I were talking. I said, I said, you've played with everybody, and he says, well, not everybody, and I said, pretty close to it. Because if I was given a song that I had to play and it was country, I looked it up to see who played it. And if it was Eddie Bears who played, I was like, shit, I got to learn this. And he's not easy to learn. He's so good. And it's like second nature to him.
hmm
And so, but he's just the nicest. They were all just the nicest guys. And they're just not ego, nothing. They just came in, knocked it out, done, and they're on their way.
yep,
Collect their checks and they're done.
yeah. Good
Well, that's
guys. It
cool.
was
You
a
got
lot of
to work
fun.
with all them.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt.
So what else is happening
Oh, let's
with you?
see. Well, we're releasing music, which is exciting. So just kind of a little bit of backtrack. I signed at the beginning of the year with an independent record label.
Mhm.
Very small, kind of mom and pop shop, kind of I guess you'd call it like a startup label. And man, it's such a cool experience. It's great because they really care about the artists. They have a couple artists on their roster, and uh, you know they're asking me to go all in because I left my job of 15 years, had a great job with working as a music director for a church in Burleson. Still love those people. They're like family to me. We still attend there, but um, you know, had an opportunity to chase a dream. So they believed in me, and so I believe in them, and we're working together. Um, so once we got these cut, we just on May 9th, we released our first single under this label called Reckless. It's out everywhere. You can go stream it wherever you stream music. Really proud of that one. A song I wrote with my label manager, who's also a songwriter. His name's Jay Bryant Wimp, and Chris Sly, who's a fantastic writer out of Nashville. He's got some cuts with Bailey Zimmerman and Nate Smith, Rascal Flatts, a couple of others.
Mhm.
Um, just super talented writer. So we wrote the song Reckless, and it's out now. We've got some more coming up in June. I've got another single coming out called The Best Thing I Never Did. That's going to be coming out on June 13th. We're excited about that one. It's a little bit different. That one's going to getting picked up on Texas regional radio. So if you
Good.
live,
Perfect.
if you listen to one of the Texas stations in your area, if you're listening from Texas, make sure and request that one once it's out. Yeah, lots of stuff on the docket, man. Got another one coming out in July. I'm excited about. That's it's a tribute song. It was my wife's idea. It's a tribute to Randy Travis, one of the greatest of all time, uh, and it's called "Feeling Randy." So make sure and keep an eye out for that
I
one.
have to keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited
we
about
got
that one.
uh, one of the guys that was on with me a few weeks ago. We talked about Randy Travis because he's such a. I mean, he's an icon. I mean,
Absolutely.
you have to admit it. He's an icon in country music, and some of the crap that he went through just was. I mean, he just had medical issues and everything else. And I saw him on something the other night where somebody was singing to him. I forget who was singing to him, but of course he sang the last line of the song, "Amen," and
Carrie
you know
Underwood at
I
the
was okay.
Grand Ole
That's
Opry
right. It
100th
was
anniversary.
yes,
Yeah.
that's right. And I saw that, and I thought, oh man, that really kind of tugged at your heart when you saw that
Mhm.
because he was such a great performer, and he just his health just really just did him in, and I felt bad for him, but oh Lord, that he went through some stuff before that. But anyway, we're not gonna get into all that. We already did
Yeah.
all that stuff. But
No, it was kind of cool, kind of a full circle moment for me. So that's one of the songs that we cut um, in Nashville with that group, and we found out after the fact. We're cutting that song, and then the engineer mentioned to me, he's like, "You may not know this, but Randy Travis cut his last album here in this exact same studio." I was like, I didn't
oh,
realize that he put out. I guess it was last year. He put out an album that was they were able to use AI to use his voice on the new music. I didn't know if you'd heard much about this, but it
mm-mm.
was pretty cool. I have a lot of opinions about AI that we don't need to get into, but I just thought that was a fantastic use of AI in music to give someone like that his voice back for songs that mean something to him, and he was able to put out a new album. Um,
Yeah, that sounds cool. I'm with you on the AI thing. We could talk about that for hours, and I've got tons of opinions on it. Either something like that, what they did for him, I think that's good. Some of it, I'm just man, I
yeah,
don't even miss it, but that's really cool. I'll have to check that out. But I am going to check out this music. So you're pretty much streaming. Are you? Where are you streaming your music right now?
everywhere you
Just
stream,
everyone.
Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music. Um,
Okay,
and
cool.
a couple of others that I'd never heard of, but it's on there.
Yeah. What? I'm streaming where?
Yeah.
Um, So is it just listed Andrew Dolan or is it
I go by
or
Dolan, so my artist name
just
is just Dolan.
oh
Yeah.
Mr. Big Shot here all of a sudden. We're gonna be Dolan all of a sudden. So does it mean I gotta change all this crap I got out in the shop? We're gonna change all this stuff or we're gonna because all
That's
that
all.
stuff
That's all Dolan.
is it?
Yeah,
I really need to pay attention more to this.
because this is the
I
second round of that merch, and I made that the first round last year, and then we sold a
I'll have
bunch.
to ask her. I haven't even looked at it. It comes and goes so fast, and she's been sitting on it out there for a while, and I hadn't even been out there and even looked at it. And I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. All my you can search Dolan on Spotify and all that, or all of my social media is just I am Dolan Music, and you can find
Okay.
links to all the
All
music and stuff on that.
right. Yeah. So everybody, write that down. Check him out. He's good. So you gonna play and sing something today? What are you gonna do?
I'd be happy to, man.
Well, come on, man.
All right, let's do it. Let's see. So this is the song I was talking about a minute ago. It's called Reckless. This song, the idea of this song kind of came from uh, myself of how I'm very much an overthinker and probably to my own detriment. And when I met my wife, I kind of wrote this for her. Shout out, babe. uh, I wrote this for her, and it was kind of the idea of like, okay, I'm not one to jump into anything. I'm not one to just go all in. I overthink. I want to, figure all the stuff out before I go in. But she kind of made me when I fell for her quick, and I went all in on her really fast because I knew that there was something about her that was different than everything before. So this song is called Reckless. This is the one I wrote with Jay Bryant Wimp and Chris Sly. Let me change it quick so you can stream this. Can you still hear me okay? Make
Yep.
sure it's still working. All right.
But you might bring your guitar down just a little, just a touch. I don't want it to drown your voice out.
Okay. Well, it's the same mic. It's one mic for both.
You're
So once I
okay. You're
start
on one.
singing, it
Okay.
should be.
All right. Cool.
I can move my head a little closer if I need to. If you know me, then you know I'm overthinking. Yeah, it's all the time. It ain't who I am to not give a damn. Damn, girl, this ain't just a line. I ain't scared of heights, I'm just scared of falling. Got me head over feet, going all in. 'Cause you give me a reason to throw out all reason and ignore every instinct I have. Slow down and think twice. Don't rush in, don't roll the dice. But I'm here for the high or the crash. With you, girl, I don't mind the mess. 'Cause you make me reckless. Fools rush in, so baby, call me foolish. I don't care long as you call me. As long as you're mine, I swear I don't mind. Slowing down, ain't turning around, 'cause you give me a reason to throw out all reason and ignore every instinct I have. Slow down and think twice. Don't rush in, don't roll the dice. But I'm here for the high or the crash. With you, girl, I don't mind the mess. You make me reckless. Ain't scared of heights, I'm just scared of falling. Got me head over feet, going all in. 'Cause you give me a reason to throw out all reason and ignore every instinct I have. Slow down and think twice. Don't rush in, don't roll the dice. But I'm here for the high or the crash. With you, girl, I don't mind the mess. Nah, with you, girl, I don't mind the mess. You make me reckless.
That's it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Dolan. I got it right, didn't I? Got it. It's
That's
just
right,
Dolan.
yeah.
Man, that sounds great.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
That was really good. So I'm I have a feeling we may be hearing that
I'm hoping so.
from somebody, either it be you or somebody else. But that's a good song, man. It really is good.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm making notes here to stream that. I want to hear it.
Yeah, go check it out.
So what else you got, man? You got another one?
I can.
Come on, let's do another one. Go ahead.
All right, I'll tell you what. This one's not out yet. This is the one coming out on July 4th. That's the Randy Travis tribute. This one's fun to play, especially if you're a Randy Travis fan, there's lots of little things in here for you. I have to retune real quick.
Yes, sir.
I know, I'm sure your listeners love the dead space of tuning a guitar live on air.
That's all right.
I also need to get this guitar worked on because its intonation's pretty rough. All right, so this was originally the idea to write a tribute song to Randy Travis came from my wife. She's a big Randy Travis fan, and we were talking about Scotty McCreery had that song "Damn Straight" came out a couple of years ago. Great
Right.
song,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and it's a way to tell. I wanted to kind of take it in a way to tell a story that pays homage to him. That's not necessarily a story about him. So that's kind of how this song.
And I mean to interrupt you, but the "Damn Straight" song, just as a quick plug, that guy I know up there, Jim Collins, he wrote that song too. So
nice. Yeah, that's a good
great song. It is a great song, man. I heard that and I went, wow.
Yeah.
But let's see what you got, Andrew. Let's show him
up. I wrote
up.
this with a co-writer of mine, a friend of mine. He lives up in the Northeast. His name's Ramey Crumray. Very talented guy. So this is called "Feelin' Randy." We went real country on this one because, it's even got a fiddle on it. You'll hear it when it comes out.
Oh, you got to, man. Randy Travis.
The third day, getting late. It was going great so far. Thinking I'm gonna get that first kiss as I walked her to her car. She said, "Why don't you climb in and get to know me better?" I swear I had the biggest grin, like I knew where this was headed. She put in an old CD, said, "Honey, this is all you need. Tracks 3, 6, and 17. Get to know him and you'll know me." He sang about a man who walked on water, all about a love deeper than the holler, and how it feels to sit alone, digging up bones. Never knew a girl could steal my heart with a fiddle, the truth in a steel guitar, but man, she's got me feeling Randy. She just lit up, singing every single word, and the way she moved, hallelujah, he was taking her to church. Watching her, it started stirring something in my soul. She must have seen me smiling, 'cause she said, "I told you so." When he sang about a man who walked on water, all about a love deeper than the holler, and how it feels to sit alone, digging up bones. I never knew a girl could steal my heart with a fiddle, the truth in a steel guitar, but man, she's got me feeling Randy. Thanks to her, now I'm a fan forever and ever. Amen. Believing I'm a man who can walk on water, falling in love deeper than the holler, digging her too much to sit alone, digging up bones. But he helped that girl to steal my heart with a fiddle, the truth in a steel guitar, and she's got me feeling Randy. Got me feeling Randy. And that's feeling Randy.
That's good. That's great. Hurry up and get that stuff out there, man. These people will start downloading this stuff. Sounds good, man. That's really great.
Thanks. I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, you should be. I mean, this isn't, you're in the big leagues now, man. You've stepped it up way up. And that's great, man. I'm glad for you, really am.
Thank you.
So what are you heading back up? You said you're heading back up next week?
Yeah. Week after, we'll head up. I think like June 4th, we're going up. We're going to be there for all of CMA Fest plus a couple other things we got going on around there. So yeah,
Good. Good. You get around, meet some folks out there and, do that. Man, I really, really hope you get this stuff out because, like you said, with that Scotty McCreery sound, that damn straight, that just kind of just blew up. That
yeah,
just kind of came out of nowhere and just blew up. And I saw that and I went, damn. But that feeling Randy thing that could be it there too. Hell,
that'd be
Reckless
cool.
could be
Yeah.
there too. I mean, you, I am, I'm, I'm surprised. I'm proud. Hey, you grow up so fast. Oh my gosh. I'm just, watching it. And what's with the beard? Where did that come from?
You know, it needs a trim. I'll give you that. It's actually down quite a bit from what it was. I was about down here there for a little bit, and it just started getting a little janky looking. So I just thought,
Was that your COVID beard?
exactly.
Yeah. It seemed
Couple
like
years,
everybody had to have
years
a
later.
beard during COVID.
Hmm.
I couldn't do it. I can't grow a beard. I look like a little kid if I do that.
That's different from the normal.
Yeah, no kidding. Not like I don't act like a little kid half the time anyway. Well, so my wife says that. I don't go by everything she says. She's not always right, so I'm thinking maybe she's behind me, but she's not.
Hope she's not a listener.
Nah. Sometimes she thought it was really neat at first, and she would open the door and stick her head in. I'm like going, we're recording. What are you doing? And I don't. I'll edit some, but I don't edit a lot. And so
Yeah.
if something gets janky and goes crazy, I just leave it in there. What the hell? I don't care. There's no
Yeah.
rules to this. I see these people on I see these people on YouTube all the time. Well, let me tell you how to do podcasts the correct way. And I was like, there's no correct way to do this. It's just,
Yeah.
I
Whatever works.
yeah, it was, Eric Love, he's a very dear friend of mine. He was the number one guy. And we talked about this forever. And I said, what do you want me to bring up and what do you not want me to bring up? Because we know a lot of stuff on each other.
Hmm.
And he said, I don't care. I want you to do whatever you want to do. And I said, don't do that. And he said, no, we're going to do it. And we opened it up and man, he nailed me on some stuff that I completely forgot about. And I've got him on some stuff too. So, but
Well,
we I try not to do that to everybody. I kind of like to ask, when we do stuff and who wants to talk about what and everything. But
sure.
you haven't really been a bad boy. So you don't really have much to talk about,
Yeah.
which is,
Not that anybody of importance knows about.
yeah,
That's the
and
that's
we'll
the
just leave it at that,
that's the truth. Yeah. Exactly.
That's the best way to do it. So anything else going on, man? I think
Man.
you've got your shows you plugged in, and
Yeah. Really just a
I'm
little bit
really,
of everything.
I'm glad it's going well for you up there in Nashville. You're going back up again, so it's not a total loss so far. So if you just keep
Sure.
going up there and banging on doors, you can probably get your foot in there.
That's right. Yeah. It's been going good. I've been able to meet and learn from some pretty awesome people that are very deeply involved in the industry, some big names, some smaller names that are more behind the scenes. And it's been cool, man. It really
Yeah,
has.
and the cool thing about it is a lot of them just kind of take you in and just say, here, let me show you how you could do it or not do it and everything. And it's just
Hmm.
it's a good bunch of people up there, and I don't really see a lot of attitude and stuff up there. It's just they're always just trying to help each other out or help the new person out or whatever it is coming in, and but you've definitely got a couple of good songs right there in the queue that I think you're going to do well with,
Well,
and
I
I'm gonna
appreciate that, man.
and I want every now which one is on Texas radio now? Did you say Reckless is?
Um, it's neither one of those is on Texas radio. We've got one going to Texas radio in June. It's
Do you?
a
Okay.
new song coming out called "The Best Thing I Never Did."
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Write that down,
check it
people.
out.
Telling you
Yeah.
this guy's good. You've gotten better. I didn't like you at the beginning, but you've gotten better. It's
Well, thanks. That's the goal. Always be getting better.
that first time I heard you, I went that ass. You had this just you had a God, you killer band, and you were just a great singer and a great player. And I was like that ass.
I have
And
a lot of
and
people that I look at the same way.
and Joe is he kills me because he's just so laid back and calm.
Yeah.
and it's just like, and he just plays like, it's like, what, did like a third arm come out and do something that I missed? Or, he's just that guy.
Yep,
Uh,
he's pretty impressive.
he's been great. Well, Andrew, man, it has been fun. I really appreciate you coming on and taking some time to talk about all this stuff. Thanks for playing the songs. Those are I'm gonna be looking for those.
All right,
I'm gonna
I
keep an ear
appreciate it.
out for those, hearing those. Hopefully they'll be on radio, or they're gonna end up, at least they're streaming. So I'm gonna pull Reckless down off the streaming thing.
Sure.
I apologize. I didn't know about it before. I could have yanked it down before, and it could have been your intro song. But that's okay. You played it, so we're good. We got it
Oh,
covered.
good.
So,
Well, I appreciate that, Gavin. Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate.
dude, it's been a pleasure. I want to thank you for taking the time out. I know you're busy, and you and I were, last time we tried to do it, I got sick, and you were bouncing back and forth to Nashville, and finally I just, you texted me back the other day, I said, let's do it as soon as possible. I wanted to just get my hands on you when I could, because I know
Yeah,
you're going to be
works out
gone
great.
again. So,
Sure.
but
No, I'm glad we were able to make it work.
no doubt, man. And I hope that this goes well for you. You're deserving of it. You've worked your butt off for this stuff. And I hope that this does well for you, and you take it to the top. That's the only place you can go, man. Is to the top.
I appreciate that.
But what you're doing now, I think you're on the right the path to get there, get to that spot. So you
Yeah.
keep on doing it. So, but again, thank you, man. Also, come pick your crap up out of the shop.
Okay. I'll text Tracy. I'll get it this next week before
Yeah,
we leave
text
town.
her, tell her that we've talked about it. She knows it's there. You know it's there. So, but again, thank you very much for taking time to do this today. It's been fun. Again, guys, if y'all see the name out in Dolan somewhere, go see them. They're great to see. Great band. They're fun band. And are you guys still mixing up a little country, a little rock, a little bit of everything?
Oh yeah, yeah. The whole gamut for
The
sure.
whole gamut, doing the whole thing.
Yeah. We're not much to look at, but we can be fun.
Hell
So
no, none of us are. Hell, I don't want. I want to look at. I just want to hear you play, man. I can do
there
that,
you go.
no doubt. So, and clean that beard up, would you? For God's sakes, Jesus.
I'm working on it. I see my bumper next week, I think.
All right, man. All the best to you. All the best to you and the family. Hope everybody's great, doing good. Ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye out for this guy. He's going to be around for a long time, I have a feeling. So just keep an eye and an ear out for him. Again, thank you, Andrew. Good luck in Nashville. All the best to you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my friend, the main man, Mr. Andrew Dolan.
Thanks, Gavin.
Thank you very much.